Here now is Lisa Bell and Candace Campos with Florida Foodie. Sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Hello and welcome back to Florida Foodie. I'm Candace Campos.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Today we are joined by the co-founder of an annual charitable event in Central Florida that has now raised millions of dollars for local charities and is feeding thousands of people every year.
Yes, David LaRue, co-founder of Cows and Cabs, joining us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, y'all are good at this.
Well, we've done it before, just like you've done this annual charity event before. This thing has just blown up, right? Yeah. So you guys started back in 2011 in Winter Park. You teamed up with John Rivers, who many people know with Four Rivers Barbecue. Why did you guys decide to do this event?
My wife and I were talking about how to use like my ABC platform because we have so many great contacts in the liquor business and we've raised so much money for other things, but how to create something on our own. So we figured out, I actually saw something on the Food Network called Pigs and Pinot. I'm like, well, that is really cool. Yeah. It's like an event in California, right? I'm like, well, we could do Cows and Cabs. You know, we're just a bunch of heavy meat and red wine,
which go hand in hand.
And so I told my wife on a drive to Tampa, I said, I can take care of the alcohol, you know, get big activations, have fun with it. We need a food contact, which, you know, enter John Rivers.
Lots of meat.
But I was like, I do not know how to run an event, nor do I want to. And she's great at that stuff. So she said, okay, I'll do it. I think she might regret it at this point because it's a lot on her, mostly on her and her partner, Liz McGlamory.
So a lot of people know about John Rivers and the story of Four Rivers, but your family owns all 127 ABC liquor stores in the state of Florida.
I did not realize it was a family-owned business.
Yeah.
Started right here in Orange County, in Orlando.
Orange and Wall Street, downtown, 1936.
So
my great-grandfather.
All right, so give us kind of like a background of that, because it was really fascinating.
Yeah, so I mean, he was actually working at a cigar shop when Prohibition ended. And he asked the cigar shop owner, he said, you know, why don't we sell alcohol? And the cigar shop owner said, I don't want to mess with that. We don't know what's going to happen. So he branched off and started his own bar downtown, and just blossomed from there.
At the corner of Orange and Wall Street.
Orange and Wall,
which is still full of bars.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No question.
That plan of his worked out well.
It worked out really well, yeah.
And so now you guys have liquor stores all across the state of Florida, and you have created this annual event to give back to the community, which is wonderful.
We have.
Yeah, so tell us, for people who aren't familiar with Cows and Cabs, where it is and what it's like.
Okay. When we started the event, we do a lot of black tie events, great, wonderful events, a lot of great charities, but we wanted to do something different. So we decided let's try to figure out, if you are the person walking into an event and you're by yourself, would you have a great time being there for 4 hours by yourself? And so we kind of started with that mentality and said, all right, what would you wear? Well, would it be themed? Yes. What would you wear? Something very, jeans, like, just Western style shirt, right? Just something comfortable.
Not a tuxedo.
Right. Yeah. The cocktail scene, what would that be like? Big activations with, huge Tito's bars and Casamigos bars and things like that. Different games, different musicians that'll just engage you. So that's really where it started, and that's actually what we have now. I mean, the restaurant scene is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The ladies, Liz and Tina, have done mainly Liz on the restaurant front over the last few years. John did it for the first handful of years, but it is so good. So, there is no better event for restaurants that I've been to, honestly, other than like South Beach Food and Wine, but that's scattered throughout, all of South Beach.
So is it almost like booths? Like, how does it, like, when you walk in, kind of gives a feel for
and
what
it's
you're
in the Central Park in Winter Park. That's where this is held.
Yeah, you got it.
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine. We have a tent that's about 150 by like 300.
Okay.
So it's a massive tent.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we've had it rain a couple times. Everybody just piles under the tent because we've had to expand to the whole park.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that is not tented, but we've gotten lucky. In most years.
Candace.
Yeah, okay. I'm working on it. So when you're saying, so you walk through the booths, like what's the process like if someone's interested in going?
Yeah, so we open VIP around 5:30. 5:30 to 6 is just corralling. We have some music playing, welcome cocktail, right?
You're lassoing people.
Yeah, everybody was trying to get in early,
And are people wearing like country attire, cowboy hats?
We got a guy that comes with like an inflatable cow costume.
Yeah.
A lot of people just with cowboy hats, which we've actually given away a bunch of cowboy hats the last couple of years. Through one of our supplier partners.
Nice.
Yeah, so they've given away like 700 hats, like really nice.
Yeah.
The inflatable cow seems like it would be hot. And hard to get up to the booth when you've got this.
Your boy shows up every year with it on, so I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's really just a walk around event. So you go in different areas, and we try to create kind of a balance where people will spread, and the stage is all the way, kind of towards the back. But there's so many good restaurants, bars, just different areas where people are attracted to. That it really balances out well. But it'll take you 3 hours just to get around the restaurants.
It's become like kind of a premier foodie event in Central Florida. Yeah. This year, in 2024, you're going to have 38 different restaurants.
38 restaurants.
How do you keep tabs on that?
Yeah.
38 restaurants is a lot.
I do not. That's Liz McGlamory. She just has so many good relationships, and I would say 25 of the restaurants are coming back. Because they just love it so much, and then we've got a handful of new ones.
So what are some of the restaurants that will be there this year?
Oh, geez. How much time do you have?
Gosh, look at that.
Yeah. So Four Rivers, obviously, from year one. So they come with their sweet shop. He always does something really cool. I'll just name a few: Black Rooster, Boca, Edison, Gentry's, Morimoto.
Nice.
Puff and Stuff's always great to us.
Stuff, yeah.
Ravenous Pig. Some of the new ones, Kaya, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Barcata, Cress, Ocean Prime, Omo, Salt and Cellar. It's going to be awesome.
That's going to be, yeah.
Yeah.
So you say a lot, at least 3 hours.
It's 6 to 10:30. Okay. I would just get there at 6 if you're VIP and stay till 10:30. Because the night starts kicking up. And we just announced today we have Low Cash as our signature band. And they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're going to absolutely rip at the last hour of the event.
So your goal is to sell about 3,000 tickets to this event. And you do that every year.
We do. We usually cut off about 3 weeks prior to the event.
Tell us about the ticket prices, and that includes all of the food and the drink at the event and the entertainment.
You're not charged for anything once you get in. We want you to just let your hair down and relax once you get in the event. But yes, the general admission starts at 7, and that's $200 a ticket. VIP is 6. Which is the 5:30 crowd that just
get in there
getting in a little early. Yes, exactly.
What a fun night! And tell us about the different charities that you guys are supporting now with all this money you're raising.
Yeah, so
you raised how much already? Like one year you raised.
Last year was your record year.
Record year.
We have, yeah. So the net number, we've given away about 2.4 million to local charity.
Local, so everything stays here.
Everything stays.
That is a lot of money when you have only been around for about a decade, right? I mean, that's a lot from this one event.
And I remember talking to my uncle about this, who was with ABC, 13 years ago, and he said, it's a lot of work. And I had no idea how much work this was. It's hard to raise money, it really is, but it's so worthwhile. Yeah. So we've, the majority of our money the last couple years, the Four Roots Farm gets a lot of it. That's John Rivers' charity, which is unbelievable. After School All Stars is a great charity that's tied in with the city of Orlando. They get a good chunk, and then we give, we try to actually spread a lot of money around to some larger charities, ones that we give to from other entities, and then just ones that might not be expecting it.
That's nice.
That's always fun, right?
It's so much fun just to be able to make that list and more importantly, deliver the checks. That's a special piece.
Who gets to do that?
It's mainly.
Do you show up like Publishers Clearinghouse, with like a van and checks and
like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Liz and Tina do most of it, and they require that everything is handed in person, which I love. Because that's just being able to give give some money to somebody that really needs it for their organization. There's nothing like it.
And what's great too is, as you know, the founder of this charity event and working with John Rivers, I mean, you guys are from here and these are family-owned businesses. So to be able to see the impact that you're then having on your own community, what is that like for you?
It's special. I mean, I think about my kids. We were talking about our kids earlier. Mine are 12 and 10. I'm hoping we can just keep this thing cooking.
Right.
And so they can kind of, take over and say, all right, where do we take it from here? Because it's not hard to do. I shouldn't say that. It's very hard to do an event, but you can pull off an event 1 or 2 years. The sustainability of an event and to be able to raise more and more money, which means you have great partners because it costs a lot. If you got to pay for food, we don't pay for any food. We try to help the restaurants out with, some of their grocery type items, but they're the ones covering all of it. The alcohol companies, they spend about $600,000-$700,000 alone just on the activations, and they're giving checks. So that's stuff you just can't get without great partners.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping we can continue. That's create a legacy for the kids.
And I feel like this event is one of those that people are asking you well before you guys start announcing dates and things like that. That they're, when is this? When is this?
Yeah.
When is this?
Oh,
That the feel?
What band's playing? What restaurants you got? Yeah, what's new?
People are looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's become one of the more fun events just in Central Florida, not just Winter Park. Yeah, because it's, like I said, it's just casual, with 3,000 your closest friends.
Right, it's not frou-frou.
Yeah.
Just that's what the kids call it.
So switching gears a little bit, we are so fascinated by ABC Liquors and how it all got started. Back in the day on Orange Avenue and Wall Street, it's a place that so many people are familiar with. What are your plans on the business side of things? Do you have plans to expand? You're just in Florida now. I mean, how are things looking for you guys?
Yeah, Florida is growing more than any other state by far.
Yeah.
There's $4 million an hour coming into the state of Florida.
That's an interesting
wild.
stat.
Wow,
Yeah. So we right now there's so many untapped areas within Florida, and we love Florida.
Yeah.
So
Florida.
We know Florida so well. Yeah. So we'll continue to expand. Whether it's this year, not a lot of expansion, but it's just timing. Next year, 5 or 6 new stores, and then. We try to get a few every year, just in different markets.
Yeah, everything just keeps growing, so it's like I feel like everything keeps going outward, right? You're going out west, you're going out east, you're going.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's just, with the explosion in the state, we're all right. We're good.
And what are some of the trends in the liquor industry? I mean, what's hot right now?
Yeah, it's a good question. White wines have been really hot as of late. Sauvignon Blanc.
It's because it's too hot to drink anything else.
Amen.
Right?
Amen. RTDs continue to explode. Canned cocktails, high noon, things like that. That was nothing 5 years ago, and now all of a sudden it's just. So yeah, our RTDs is the big one. Tequila, bourbon, obviously. Tequila exploded during COVID. Just higher end tequilas.
Why do you think that was the case? Of all the different options,
I think that's the teacher / mom at home at 3 o'clock when they get out of school, meaning they just leave the living room. Yeah. Exactly.
So that's interesting because COVID was obviously so hard for so many people, but in the liquor industry, it was beneficial. It helped you guys.
It helped. We hate saying
I know, I get it, but for some people, it really, was devastating. But we have talked with so many people, especially several restaurant owners, where it forced them to pivot, and it basically opened up a whole new window
in a good way.
Yeah, and an opportunity for them. Yeah. And so people were at home.
They were at home and they were drinking. And most of all, they were pantry loading because they couldn't go anywhere.
They were stockpiling.
Absolutely.
Well, instead of going out for dinner and things like that, you're like, okay, we'll spend a little more on a bottle of wine or whatever the case may be. And,
exactly.
Right, makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's called, you hear on-premise and off-premise, like restaurants and bars. The new thing was home-premise because you were learning to make your own cocktails. You were creating your own bar. That's really what happened.
That and sourdough, huh?
And that's why the canned cocktails became so popular because people didn't want to learn how to make their own cocktails.
You know what?
They just wanted it in a can.
Yeah. And some of those canned cocktails are great. It
Yes.
just tastes like you get a cocktail at a bar.
So we got the holidays coming up too, right around the corner. That's always a busy time. What is going to be the hot item this year in terms of like gift giving or serving at your cocktail party?
Peppermint something.
There's a lot, yes. There's a lot of cool stuff out now, like Bailey's churros and things like that.
Okay.
That's a great question. I mean, I'm hoping it all sells well, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking about this event. Where can people go to find more information and to buy tickets and to learn more about Cows and Cabs?
Yeah, so cowsandcabs.com is where you can go and buy tickets. We don't feature the charities during the event because we want, it's just not that type of event. I'd encourage everybody to go check out the charities though. Go on the website and there's links to all the different charities. That's most important. If we're not doing that, we're just throwing a party and we're not going to do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work just for a party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and good luck with this year's event. Give me the dates and the time. It's in November.
Right.
Yeah, so we have we didn't talk about this, but we have BBB Thursday night. It's a new event.
Ooh.
It's called, burgers, bubbles, and beer.
Wow.
Hold on.
We're making notes.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
BBB. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
burgers, bubbles, and beer.
That's Thursday night.
Yeah, so we'll have roughly 8 burger restaurants. We'll do a little burger competition. We'll have a band going.
Same location?
Same location. It'll be in a smaller tent. So it'll be only 250 people. We've sold, about 60% of the tickets already.
How much are those tickets?
$250 a head. Yeah, so we will have a bunch of different sparkling wine tables, beer tables. It should be really cool.
Yeah.
We're trying to expand the event out.
Yeah.
So down the road, like I said, 10 years from now, my daughter's getting involved. We have something maybe at the Alphon. We have something at the farmer's market. And then it all culminates on Saturday night with the big Cows and Cabs.
It's your own food and wine festival in Winter Park.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's what it's becoming.
And it's going to become a 2-month-long event eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah. So what are
Start with a weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some of the burger places that will be there? Do you have those?
Yeah. So we've got Poppy Smash Burger. I don't know if it's Bad A's or Badass Burger.
It's badass.
Badass. All right. They are good. Slam Dunk Burgers, Gentry, Hangry Bison, 7 Bites, Cholo Dogs,
Nice.
among others. So
A lot of folks who've actually been
here
on Florida Foodie.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be a lot more quaint. Honestly, my wife and I are talking. It's going to be the first year at Cows and Cabs. That's what it's going to hopefully feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Saturday night, is going to completely explode.
And so is Friday going to be your day to recover and get ready for Saturday?
Well, Friday is just setting up.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to come help.
Yeah. Well, I think we could do a little news. You and me, we could do a little Florida Foodie,
live
table.
on location.
Yeah.
I
that
love
would be
it.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
work
more
on
than
that.
welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got that event Thursday night, and then can you get ticket information at cowsandcabs.com?
For both of them. Yeah,
Okay.
November 7th is the BBB, and then November 9th, Saturday, November 9th is the big event.
Smart to do in November, not September.
Yeah, it cools off a little bit. Sometimes it's a little warmer than, but whatever.
Better than June and July, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Get ready for those leather chaps.
That's it. You'll see them.
All right. Well, Dave LaRue, thank you so much for joining us on Florida Foodie,
Thank
and
y'all.
good luck with this event.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Florida Foodie. We'd also like to thank our guest, Dave LaRue. You can learn more about the event at cowsandcabs.com. That's COWSNCABS.com. Be sure to follow Lisa Bell online. Search Lisa Bell News on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find Candace Campos on social media. On Facebook, search Candace Campos News 6. And on Instagram, search Candace Campos, WKMG. Also, a big thank you to our entire production team. I'm the show's producer, Thomas Mates. Please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or wherever you stream podcasts. And you can find videos of all of our podcasts on clickorlando.com and on YouTube. Just search for Florida Foodie.